Okay, so the official story is that this 19-year-old vanished, took all of his clothes off, unalived himself in a ditch, flung his trainers in a tree, hid his own shorts, and washed his hat. Apparently that's not a suspicious death. It was July 2019 in Barlanach in Glasgow. Rhys Bonner was a normal 19-year-old guy. He lived with his mum Stephanie and he was part of a big family. He actually had 5 siblings. On the 24th of the month, he told his mum he was going out for a bit to McDonald's, and his mum said he had a girlfriend at the time that he used to hang out with quite a lot, and she just presumed that he was going there with her. He did also mention to her that he would be back later to go to watch a Celtic football game with his granddad. But strangely, he never returned home. Now, initially, Rhys's mum thought maybe he'd changed his mind, maybe he'd carried on hanging out with the girlfriend. She wasn't too concerned. The next day came, and still no news from Rhys, no call, no contact from him. So his mum, really concerned by this point, went to Facebook, popped a status up and asked if anybody had seen her son. And then the next day came and went, and again, still no sign from Rhys. Stephanie had been searching high and low by this point with other family members as well, and they were still no closer to understanding where Rhys was. So she decided to report him missing to police. Now, interestingly, Rhys had been spotted on CCTV, as you can see here, wearing a long-sleeved green Celtic FC training top, blue shorts and black Nike trainers just before 8 p.m. on the same day that he disappeared. He was also seen on CCTV walking along a local street with a woman, but this wasn't his girlfriend. This was a local woman who was in her 40s. And we will come back to this woman in just a minute. This didn't explain where Rhys was, obviously, but it was promising that he was at least captured on CCTV. However, on the 8th of August, there was a devastating discovery. Found in marshland between Easterhouse and Gartlock village was Rhys's body. And this was shocking because it was clearly, in my opinion, no accident. Rhys was half naked, wearing just a top and boxers. His trainers were dangling from a nearby tree as if they'd been flung up there. His shorts were also nowhere to be seen, and strangely his hat was discovered nearby, but it smelt really strongly of washing powder, almost like it had been washed. Now, obviously, you would expect the police to be there processing the scene like a crime scene, but weirdly, police just said that they had been unable to collect DNA from the crime scene. And I'm like, what do you mean? Police supposedly did get an autopsy conducted, but no cause of death was ever determined. His death was just listed as unascertained and ruled not suspicious. Police claimed that it was likely that drowning caused or played a role. So why was he in his boxers? That doesn't explain why he would randomly get undressed. And why had his trainers been thrown in the air? Why were his shorts missing? Who's taken his shorts? It made zero sense. So back to the woman that Rhys had been spotted with. Stephanie, his mum, said she was well known in the area and to police. And rumours circulated in the area that the woman had previously battered somebody with a baseball bat and had held young boys at her home. Now, bear in mind, this is just like local hearsay. Despite this, despite how suspicious this death is, police have not identified any suspects or people of interest. Like I said, they just claim this has obviously been an accident, but some people believe that because the shorts are missing, that meant maybe it was like a robbery gone wrong, or maybe he was SA'd. Stephanie states, "My son's killer is still out there. A young 19-year-old boy doesn't just take his clothes off and hide in a ditch." Rhys was a very normal teenage lad. He didn't have any enemies. He wasn't involved in any criminality. So there really is no motive or obvious motive anyway. What are your theories about this case? Do you believe this was an accident, or do you believe there was something more going on here?